So you've been very open about your dyslexia. I mean, when they're putting X's and O's on the board and they're running through practice, I mean, how are you able to quantify that and actually show up and be able to pull it off?
In school, hey, Sam drove 10 miles. I got no idea where Sam is. You need to show me. So thank God we had, whiteboards, obviously. In hockey, there's only so many plays you can do. There's no way in God's green earth I could play football. First off, I'm as slow as shit, so that wouldn't work. But it was, 1, 2, 2, you draw it on the board where we're going, or we watch video. So I had to see it all. I couldn't hear it all. I had to see it all. And I think you'll appreciate this. I think I've never taken a pregame nap in 18 years pro hockey.
Interesting.
Because I wanted to go into the game exhausted. The more exhausted I was going into the game, the less my dyslexia and my ADHD work. I could play hockey and instead of thinking of hockey.
Wow. I've never really tried to figure out that equation, but that makes a lot of sense.
And that, and I didn't actually, funny thing is I didn't put that together until about 2 years ago. So I was doing this, like we're in Anaheim, I'd go to Disneyland, ride the rides or go to the mall shopping. Saturday was college football, so I'd stay at the hotel, but I never had a roommate. Nobody wanted a room with me. Everybody wanted to take the pregame nap, taking the meal and firing back to the bed, in the wrapper. And I'm going shopping or I'm walking around or sitting in the lobby or, standing at the rink as long as I could because I wanted to be exhausted.
Wow. Do you think could that be a warning sign for anybody out there if they're kind of like thinking that way, like, hey, I want to be exhausted going into the game, is maybe something to look inwards on?
Well, for sure. The foundation, dyslexia is the second most common thing in the world next to cancer. So it's 1 in 5 in hereditary. So think how many teammates you had.
Right.
And I always say, remember the drill busters? Those drill busters had ADHD for sure. Yeah. That's why they busted the drills, because they couldn't process the drill the whole thing. So if you go back, and that's what I'm trying to bring, awareness in the, in the sporting world and the hockey world is, the number one contributor to mental health is learning disorders.
Yeah.
For anybody that doesn't know, what exactly is dyslexia?
Explain it to me backwards.
Like, pretend I'm an idiot. What is it?
Do you want me to open that one? You want me to walk through that door? No, so dyslexia is we're born with our brain wired differently. So normal people, as I always say, you guys read with your left. We read with our right. So for me, everybody just thinks it's flipping your B's and D's, but it's not. The most severe people will never read a word ever, because all the letters are moving around, jumping around. But for me, I can look at something. I can't, we can't, anything's silent. We can't remember. I can't retain what I remember. I can't remember names. Lefts and rights. Most dyslexics don't know lefts and rights. A lot of us can't tie our shoelaces. It's because our brain is wired differently. So think of, I start reading here on the right and kind of goes up and hits in the middle, and think of a bowl of spaghetti. That's our wiring of our brain. And you guys stay over here on the left side of the brain, and you guys can read.
So I'm guessing in the sitting there at center ice, coach has got the whiteboard up. You're down on one knee. You're staring. Nothing of it's really registering. Just realizing I'm just going to make sure I go to the back of the line, watch how it works a few times, and go from there.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is no self-esteem. Zero self-esteem. You talk about getting beat, because think how many times a day you read. Try struggling every time. I remember throwing a desk at a kid in grade 3. No, grade 3 should be out on the playground, slide playing tag. But I was pissed off a kid throwing a desk. So that's how far back, my anger and, the PTSD and the hurt comes from. So then.
Hey, if you enjoyed what you just saw, we do new clips every single day, twice a day on the Clips channel. You see clips right here. And beside Dave's crotch, we have a full-length show every single Sunday, right by my hand.
Click right here.